So I'm sure at some point you've seen these old vintagey carnival posters like you see here on Pinterest, and I think it'd be really cool to recreate one of those in Kittl using the big title of the name and using some AI art to generate a very spooky, magical looking poster. Great for your Halloween parties or maybe a birthday party. So if you don't have Kittl yet, go ahead and try it out. You can use the link down in the description and even follow along with this tutorial. So let's get started. All right, we're going to use Kittl AI to make the focal point of our magician style poster. So I'm going to go up here, I'm going to type in an evil looking masked illusionist with a hat performing a magic trick. And so that's kind of the general vibe I'm going for. I'm going to go here to image styles, and what I'm going to do is type on oil painting because I think that's going to give me the most reminiscent of that style. So this one's pretty cool. I like the colors in it. I like that there's like darker colors with a flame. But I liked this render better. I went ahead and hit generate again. Same prompt. It just gave me a little bit of a different image, and I really like this one. I love the hat here, and I love that the flame, the magic there is in the middle of his hands. So now I'm going to grab the eyedropper tool and make the background the same color. And then I'm going to go over here to elements, add a basic shape, because oftentimes these old vintage carnival style posters would have a frame around it, a border around them. And so what I'm going to do is go here and I'm going to add the border weight. I'm going to go ahead and take off the object color with the little circle with the line through it, and then grab the eyedropper tool and make it a yellow that's here in the poster. I'm going to make it a little bit brighter though. And so now we have our border here. All I've done now is I've gone ahead and duplicated it, which you can do with Command C and V or Control C and V. And so now I have two borders here. I grabbed the dark red that was underneath the eyes there, the eyeshadow, and all I'm doing is basically creating a secondary border here, kind of an inset portrait, if you will. Now we are going to add a panel here that's going to house our most important information. So I'm going to go ahead and find one that I like. We have a ton of really cool vintagey style panels. I'm going to go ahead and adjust the colors and take off those thick borders so that it matches the style a little bit better. And then we have a whole category here for corners right there where it says corners, but I know in the bold flourishes right here we have some kind of elongated, kind of longer style elements that I think still work as a border. For this one, for example, I'm going to use this one. I'm going to put it up here on the top left, right, and bottom left, right. I'm going to make it the same color as the second border. And then all you have to do to make sure it's aligned is I can grab both of them, so you can hold Shift and select. I can group them with Command G and then make sure that they're aligned with the Align tool. Then I can right click and flip them after I've duplicated it, which you can do, by the way, by holding Alt and Option key and dragging. And then what we're going to do next is add a little block up here at the top to just make the color a little bit closer to the portrait. You can see there it's not quite right, and I'm going to use the eyedropper tool here to get as close to that green as possible. There's some other methods you could use. You could even use a gradient if you want, but since we're going to cover it up with text, it's not that big of an issue. Hey, real quick, if you're getting value from this tutorial, let me know by hitting that thumbs up button and the red subscribe button, and then let me know down below, what are you going to use this style for? Are you going to maybe make templates that you can sell on Etsy? Do you have a party coming up? I'm really interested to know what you're going to use this kind of vintagey carnival style for, so drop that comment down below and let's get back to the tutorial. So now I'm adding my text. You can hit the T button to add your text. And then we're going to put Kittl up here because, again, with these old style, carnival-esque style posters, there was usually someone or some company putting on or presenting the specific act. So, of course, we're going with Kittl here. I'm going to use this really thick sans serif font. So now we have Kittl Presents. And then one of the most focal points of these posters was that the person or the event title was the biggest, right? So we're going to go with spooky. This is actually going to be a flyer for a party. So this is perfect for your Halloween parties or birthday parties or anything else. So this could very well be the name of the act or the name of the person. And what I'm doing here is adding the rise effect here with some effects. So as you can see here, I'm adding some block shadow just so that it's a little easier to read. I can go here and I can add the outline width so that it's a little bit easier to read, and I can move the angle of the block shadow so that it stands out. And I like the rise effect because it kind of follows the formatting of the hat there, which is really cool. It's kind of at an angle, it's at a slant. Then I'm going to add some border weight to the text and make it the same color as the outside border, again, so that it stands out and it's the easiest to read. So after we do some tweaking there, I'm going to add some more text again with the T button, and then I am going to put the incredibly up here at the top left, and then we'll work on party in the bottom right of spooky, where the K and the Y is. So a lot of times these posters would use exaggeration like the extravagant or the extraordinary, so we're going for the incredibly. Now a cool trick is if I type in Halloween or start typing Halloween, it's going to show me a ton of font options that are already tagged in the Halloween style. So that is a really cool way to get a font choice that already matches your vibe. Now I've added the transformation distort feature here in the bottom right because I want to distort this text to kind of fill the space here in the top left. And we're going to do the same thing in the bottom right with party. So after that's good to go, we can hold the Alt or Option key and just drag our text to easily duplicate it. And then I'm going to type in party right here. So party is going to be just a little bit bigger. We're going to increase our size here, go down to transformation and hit distort. So now we can zoom in and we can start working on our distort feature. And this may take some tweaking, of course. Take your time to get the effect that you want. I'm going to add a little bit of border to each so that it's easy to read. Then the next thing we're going to do is add our details. So when is the event or when is the party? So Tuesday, October 31st. We're going to have live music. You know, all these details are very specific to the type of thing that you are doing. But what I'm doing is just offsetting some from the left and the right. I am going to make some of those stand out with a brighter yellow or a brighter orange there. And then what I'm going to do is grab a speech bubble or kind of like a comic effect or comic bubble or something like that. I'm going to change this color to the red. Again, I want this to stand out. And this is where we're going to put our price of admission or the entry fee or whatever it is that you're doing. Could be something else. So I am going to put this right here, 18. So then we're going to grab our text from the top. I'm going to make this the darkest color of the poster design here because it's going to go on top of this muted green, and this is going to be the location. So debatably the most important piece of information, right? Where is the event? So this is going to be held at the Cave Club, and then we're going to do some tweaking here with the sizing and the spacing of the text here to make sure that it fits in this panel. And then I put come as a magician and get in for free, and then of course we're going to put the website here down below. Now to finish this off, we're going to add some texture. So I can go over here and I can start selecting some different paper textures, and then I can move the opacity slider so that it really does resemble this kind of old style. And once you find one that you like, which might take, just a little bit of time, maybe you want to use a cracked texture or grunge texture, you can go and change your colors down here in the project colors to make them more bright or more muted. And so here is our completed vintage magic poster design. Again, perfect for Halloween posters, birthday parties, anything that you need like that. So I hope you have a ton of fun with this tutorial.